Pratyaj Chatubhyam Valem Haranti Rishyo Cha Devaha Swayam Sarve Na Bhavishyanti Amulaha. Synonyms. Tvai, when you, samsthite, are killed, gadya, by the mace, shirana, smashed, shishani, skull, asmad bhuj, from my hand, chuchutya, released, ye, those who, ch, and tubhyam, to you, balam, presentations, haranti, offer, rishya, sages, ye, those who, ch, and devaha, demigods, swayam, automatically, sarve, all, na, not, bhavishyanti, will exist, amulaha, without roots. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Chila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. The demon continued, when you fall dead with your skull smashed by the mace hurled by my arms, the demigods and sages who offer you oblations and sacrifice in devotional service will also automatically cease to exist, like trees without roots. Purport. Demons are very much disturbed when devotees worship the Lord in the prescribed ways recommended in the scriptures. In the Vedic scriptures, the neophyte devotees are advised to engage in 9 kinds of devotional service, such as to hear and chant the holy name of God, to remember Him always, to chant on beads Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, to worship the Lord in the form of His deity incarnation in the temples, and to engage in various activities of Krishna consciousness to increase the number of godly persons for perfect peace in the world. Demons do not like such activity. They're always envious of God and His devotees. Their propaganda not to worship in the temple or church, but simply to make material advancement for satisfaction of the senses is always current. The demon Hiranyaksha, upon seeing the Lord face to face, wanted to make a permanent solution by killing the personality of Godhead with his powerful mace. The demon Hiranyaksha, upon seeing the Lord face to face, wanted to make a permanent solution by killing the personality of Godhead with his powerful mace. The example of an uprooted tree mentioned here by the demon is very significant. Devotees accept that God is the root of everything. Their example is that just as the stomach is the source of energy of all the limbs of the body, God is the original source of all energy manifested in the material and spiritual worlds. Therefore, as supplying food to the stomach is the process to satisfy all the limbs of the body, Krishna consciousness or developing love of Krishna is the sublime method for satisfying the source of all happiness. The demon wants to uproot this source, because if the root, God, were to be checked, the activities of the Lord and the devotees would automatically stop. The demon would be very much satisfied by such a situation in society. Demons are always anxious to have a godless society for their sense gratification. According to Sridhar Swami, this verse means that when the demon would be deprived of his mace by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not only the neophyte devotees, but also the ancient sageous devotees of the Lord would be very much satisfied. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshiram Yena Tasmai Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamyam Dadati Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Chatpad Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sahagana Raghunatam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Savdutam Parijana Sangitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pradan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namaste Tatta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrichabhanu Sute Devi Pranama Mehri Priye Vanchakalpaturu Vyakshakapa Sindhu Vevacha Patita Nam Pavane Bhyo Vaishnave Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram. And also Narayan Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devyam Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudraja Nashta Prayashu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhagavati Nashta Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So here Hiranyaksha he is in his very proud mood. Is very powerful. Obviously, we know, we understand that he's a Kunthavasi, has come, but he has done tremendous amount of austerities to please Brahmaji. And he has a brother, Hiranyakashipu, who is also extremely powerful. So, power brings pride. Especially when you're powerful and you have a powerful ally, you feel you're very powerful, and power automatically brings pride. So out of this sheer pride, he is using in previous 4 verses, this is the 5th verse of the chapter 18, in the first 4 verses also, we all noticed he's been using very foul language for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He actually went to find Lord Varaha deep in the ocean. He asked Srila Narada Muni, where is, because he went to the heavenly planets to find the Lord, so he can give fight. He didn't find the Lord in the heavenly planets, so then he goes underneath the oceans, and he asked Srila Narad Muni, and Srila Narad Muni gives him some direction. And here he finds Lord Varahadev holding the Mother Earth on his tusk. So he's challenging in his prideful mood. And he used very, I was reading here, he mentions to the Lord that you're a beast. One gochara, mriga. Then he said, you are a fool. In the previous verses, Mudha. And in previous verses, he's saying, you're the lowest of the demigods, Sura Adhama. So these are like the words that, when these kids fight on the street, they use this kind of a language to put somebody down, to demonize, to minimize, to crush somebody's pride. You use these foul words. We have used these words in our times, and sometime now we become angry and we use. But here, that's one thing I was noticing, that here, Hiranaksha, out of his pride, he is using a very foul language for the Lord. And then in this particular verse, this word amulaha, the last word we want to talk about a little bit, without roots. And it's interesting, it's very interesting that Srila Prabhupada writes, Srila Prabhupada also actually picks on this word amula, that how Hiranaksha understands that Lord Varahadev is the root of the tree that hold the dharma, the dharmic principles, the rishis and the munis and the demigods and the sages and all the living entities. That tree is the holding place, and the root of that tree is the Supreme Personality, Lord Varahadev. So it's interesting that Hiranaksha, even though he's in the demonic side, he actually also understands this very well, that Krishna is the root of that tree. And we as devotees, Srila Prabhupada writes, we also know, we also understand Srimad Bhagavatam, Ete Chancha Kala Puncham, Krishnastu Bhagavan Syam. We understand, Krishna, you are the source. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mataha sarvam pravartate. You are the source of all the material and spiritual planets. And then Krishna himself says in chapter 10 of Bhagavad Gita, Aham adihim devanam maharishim cha sarvasha. I am the original root, adim, of all the devas, all the demigods, all the sages, all the maharishis. So devotees also understand, and demon in this particular case, Hiranyakshi, also understand. Understanding is same. What's different? We notice here in this verse, Srila Prabhupada writes beautifully in the purport, that demon is ready to cut the root of the tree. Here, Hiranyakshi is saying very clearly that when you fall dead with your skull smashed, in English we say, head open, he got smashed, so head was open. That's something, that's a language Hiranyaksha is using. When your head is smashed by my powerful mace, you will fall dead. And therefore, you as a root of all the devas, uh, uh, you will be cut. And when you are not there, all the devas will run away. They will have no place to go. So demons are ready to cut that tree, cut the root of the tree. But devotees also understand that Varahadev is the root of all the trees, but they are watering the roots of the tree. Devotees are not looking to cut the roots, but water the roots. By serving the Lord, by serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, devotees are watering, or trying to water the roots of the tree sincerely, perfectly or imperfectly. But demons are trying to cut because of their pride. This is the Shara time and the Diwali time. This same pair of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu appears as Kumbhakarna and Ravana. And they both are followers of, in this sense, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. But it's also explained that Kumbhakarna also was an emblem or manifestation of this pride. Same pride what you see here in Hiranyaksha. Because you don't make these derogatory statements, what Hiranyaksha is doing, making, unless you are extremely proud of your prowesses. He's proud. So Kumbhakarna was also proud. When Ravana asked, this fight is going on in between Lord Ram and Lord Ram's army and the Ravana's army, and everybody's getting defeated on Ravana's side. So Ravana asked that we should wake up Kumbhakarna. So they wake up. There's a whole long story. But then Ravana asked Kumbhakarna, you want my army to go with you? He said, no. I go alone. So that's a sign of a pride. Kumbhakarna wants to go alone. Hiranyaksha wants to fight with Varahadev alone. Because they feel that if I take somebody else, then that's, people will think I took help. And taking help means I am less of a leader. If I'm a full leader, I'm a perfect leader, I'm alone, I'm good. So Kumbhakarna mentality, Hiranyaksha mentality creeps in the minds of the living entities. And on the other side also, we see in this Ravana war, I was listening to Shivalas Prabhu's talk on this Ravana's this battle. On the other side also, we see that when Kumbhakarna was walking towards Lord Ram's army, Vanaras started to, when they saw this huge figure, just like Hiranyaksha, Kumbhakarna was huge like a mountain. His head was touching the sky. So when Vanara saw, they all attacked him. So it's explained that Vanaras also felt that we can handle on our own. and they all were crushed. Kumbhakarna was so powerful. Thousands and thousands and millions of Vanaras were crushed on both sides when he was walking in that alley. Even Angadji tried, but Angadji was also slapped by the Kumbhakarna and he fell on the mountain. Sugriv came on the picture. Sugriv was also crushed. It's explained actually, Kumbhakarna put Sugriv under his armpit and then he walked to Lanka. Such a powerful brother of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So our Acharya explains that because in this particular case, Vanara and Angad and Sugriv, they also felt that we can handle the pride of Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna represents pride. We can handle pride on our own without taking shelter of Lord Ram. They were also crushed. It's only when Sugriv went behind Lord Ram, he actually hid behind Lord Ram. He took shelter of Lord Ram. Then he found that he can fight with Kumbhakarna. Lord Ram actually cut the arms and legs and head of Kumbhakarna, one at a time. So pride is killed. Pride is crushed when devotees take shelter of Lord Ram, take shelter of Lord Varahadev. So one other point at the very end, very interesting. According to Sridhar Swami, this verse means that when the demon would be deprived of his mace by the Supreme Godhead, not only the neophyte devotees, but also the ancient sages. So here we see Sridhar Goswami and Srila Prabhupada also in the purports, in the same spirit. They're not so much concerned about Hiranyaksha pride or Hiranyaksha, what he's going to do, but they are more happy to talk about that this mace of Hiranyaksha, which is supremely powerful, is going to be taken away, is going to be broken into pieces, it will be crushed by Lord Varahadev, and therefore not just neophyte devotees, but everybody else, very advanced souls in this universe, they will also be very satisfied. And I'm going to read really quickly. I was reading one letter. I hope you all can see. This is a letter from Srila Prabhupada to His Grace Makhanlal Prabhu. Makhanlal Prabhu write a question to Srila Prabhupada in the letter saying in 1973, letter was written June 8th. So Makhanlal Prabhu asked this question, Prabhupada, you have, what is the mentality of the demons who attacked New Vrindavan? So some of you may know the story in New Vrindavan, in Bahulavan. Many of you have visited Bahulavan. We had a beautiful temple, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, and then those deities were attacked by some of the West Virginia's motorcycle, those gangsters who felt that devotees are disturbance to their community, why they are here. So they were shooting now and then. One day the whole gang came and they attacked in the temple. So Makhanlal Prabhu writes this letter to Srila Prabhupada asking this question, what is the mentality of the demons who attacked me in Vrindavan, and why did this happen? And Srila Prabhupada writes this answer. I thought it's nice we can read that how, just like Hiranyaksha mace is very powerful. All the sages and demigods run away by seeing his mace and his power. But Sridhar Swami and Srila Prabhupada, they want to talk more about the prowess of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and how devotee takes shelter. So Srila Prabhupada writes, you should know this already, that there are two classes of men, devotees and demons. The whole history is that the peaceful devotees are disturbed by the demons, but that the devotees are always victorious by the grace of Krishna. So in our purport, Sridhar Swami is already declaring that Lord Varaha will be the winner and mace of Hiranyaksha will be crushed to pieces. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna ordered Arjuna to declare to the whole world that his devotee would never be vanquished. Name bhaktya nachati. And in the last verse of the Gita, Sanjaya said, wherever there is Krishna and Krishna's pure devotee, Arjuna, there will always be opulence, victory, extraordinary power and morality. Tatra Shri Vijaya Bhutir Dhruv Nitir Matir Mama. But because we are engaged in warfare with the forces of Maya, so this was very typical. Srila Prabhupada used this language in many of his letters and even purports. So we can smell the internal mood of his divine grace in these next two, three lines. But because we are engaged in warfare with the forces of Maya, there will be casualties. Even Arjuna's son Abhimanyu, a 16-year-old boy, was killed at the battle of Kurukshetra. We should be prepared to protect the deities and always expect Krishna's mercy, because we are always dependent on him and we cannot do anything on our own without him. So this is the crux of this verse. We see pride of Hiranyaksha and his understanding that Lord Varaha Dev is the root of the tree, and if he cut the root, all the demigods will be vanquished. But devotees see that yes, Krishna Varaha Dev is the root of the tree, but I stand nowhere. Therefore, I must take shelter. I must water the root of the tree by serving the Lord of my life. Because we are always dependent on him and we cannot do anything on our own without him. This shows no pride. We hide behind the deities. We hide behind Lord Varahadev. We hide behind Lord Ram, just like Sugriv did, to take shelter of Lord Ram, to win this battle against the Maya. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you very much, Devakinandan. I'd like to wish you all a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. And we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shina Shingo, Jena Shingo, Jena Shingo, Praladesha, Jayapadma, Mukhapadma Brindam, Ugravina Mahavishnu, Jalantam, Sarvatomukam, Narsingam, Bhishanam Badram, Mityam Namamiham. Narsingha Bhagwan ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhayascha kripa sindhubhayascha patitanam pavanebhayo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Lashkar Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande.
Thank you, Devakinandan. Thank you.